So I was revisiting the Super Bowl logo and something stood out to me. Um, if you look at the X, you notice that the Golden Gate Bridge is depicted inside the X. So as we all know, X marks the spot. And yeah, this whole thing looks like the Golden Bridge is about to being X'd out. And yeah, like I show here, it's X'd out, and I try to make sense of it. And in this video, I'm gonna show you when this really goes down, or if this really goes down, what it means. Because it wouldn't be a wonder at all to me if this really goes down. In close or in a time frame from when the Super Bowl kicks off, when the kickoff starts, somewhere after the Super Bowl or somewhere in this time span, something might happen to the Golden Gate Bridge. And yeah, I carry you through in this video, and I like to explore the idea why this isn't far-fetched, that something might go down or might happen to the Golden Gate Bridge. Maybe it being X'd out, like the logo is showing. So yeah, this would then be the last Super Bowl 2L, or the Last Supper. So let's get into it. So what kind of evidence we have besides the logo and the Golden Gate Bridge being X'd out on the logo, obviously. Yeah, we have the Golden Gate, who is also being taken out now because of the Epstein files. So Golden Gate is also X'd out, so to speak, on the world stage. He's exposed. Then we have a whole load of destruction scenes of the Golden Gate Bridge in different movies, and they basically all show the same thing. So what else do we have? We have the leap of faith. Then that's an important point. What this might be all about if this really goes down. And the clues are definitely pointing towards something happening to the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you know my older videos, I talked a lot about the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate would be the gate to the heart, the last bridge to take, the red line. But this isn't a normal bridge. Something will happen to the bridge, so we have to take the leap of faith. So let's get into Back to the Future for a second, into the third part of the movie. And there we have the scene with Clara, and she's all in purple, which is always pointing towards the short circuit, towards the neutralization of the red-blue duality. And yeah, basically she's healing Emmett Brown. Emmett means time backwards. And so she was his missing puzzle piece, and she's basically his other half. So in the end, before they do the last time travel back home, yeah, Emmett asks, how far does the 8 o'clock train go? And then she says, San Francisco is the end of the line. And we get back to that. It's the end of the line in San Francisco. And then he says, I'll take a one-way ticket, because there is no turning back. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into that. Yeah, we have this X-Men movie, The Last Stand, which shows the collapsing Golden Gate Bridge. And if the bridge really is being destroyed in the next days, or maybe, I don't know, somewhere around the Super Bowl, then we know it's really time to take the last stand, and we have to take the leap of faith, because we can't walk over the last bridge. We have to jump. We have to take the leap of faith. But let's get more into it. Yeah, in the last month, I had a chat with Fraggle Rock, and back in November 2025, we went over the Golden Gate Bridge. And we noticed that there are many, many movies in which the Golden Gate Bridge is being demolished or destroyed. And it always, in this scene or in all these movies, it's always about a leap of faith, which the protagonists have to take. So maybe this whole conversation had some relevance, and it wasn't just random. It was like a little, it had a reason why we talked about that. So yeah, if you you can watch these scenes all on YouTube, and it's always about the Golden Gate Bridge being destructed. And the way home, so to speak, the direct way home, so to speak, is this symbolically. The way home is basically destroyed. So to get home, we now have to take the leap of faith, which coincides with the mark of the beast, because I think this is specifically what this is pointing towards. There are many scenes. This is no there is a, so to speak, a little pattern going on in the movies. It's all about the Golden Gate Bridge and being destroyed at the finale. And it's all about the leap of faith the protagonists have to take. Like here in this scene, in the movie A View to Kill. So yeah, let's get back to this Back to the Future movie. And the last time travel they take, when they are going back at home, is like via this bridge. And this is clearly resembling the Golden Gate Bridge. And there we can see that the time travel, so to speak, has to happen at the Golden Gate Bridge, or will happen at the Golden Gate Bridge. And yeah, it's about a one-way ticket. It's about the end of the line, the end of the journey. And it's about the short circuit. You see it, the purple going on. It's about short-circuiting the mind. And yeah, the whole bridge in the movie is symbolizing the leap of faith we have to take. Yeah, it's the end of the line. And so we can see the train at the end of the line falling down. But the time travel machine, I think it was like here, and it made its way back through time, back at home. Yeah, and the last bridge is always about the leap of faith. You can check these destruction scenes of the Golden Gate Bridge for yourself. It's always about the leap of faith. Someone is holding his hand. Someone has to jump. It's always about taking the leap. So we also have in The Dark Knight Rises, in the Super Bowl scene, we have also the bridges being detonated by Bane, which is another reference to the Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed during a Super Bowl. And it's also about the leap of faith in this movie, just like in Free Guy, when the bridge is being destroyed and Free Guy has to jump, has to take the leap of faith, while the other guy is destroying the server room. And the bridge is basically being destroyed and he has to jump to get out of the simulation into Free City. So, yeah, what more evidence, what more clues do we have? We have the Golden Gate, who is about to be taken out because of the Epstein or the Keystone files, because the darkness is coming to light and he's being exposed. So the Golden Gate is basically destroyed on the world stage. And just like the Golden Gate Bridge presumably will be destroyed somewhere in the near future, as the clues are pointing out. Yeah, because his wife already exposed him. He's exposed in the Epstein files. He denies it, but he's basically destroyed on the world stage, and all conspiracies came true. The Golden Gate. So it's all about the leap of faith, and today is the day of the Super Bowl. Google changed its, I don't know what it's called, Google Doodle or something, its logo to a leap of faith logo. And it's in purple because it's about the short circuit, which is about to kick off. So basically when the Golden Gate Bridge, home to the heart, is destroyed, then we have to symbolically take the leap of faith and jump. We have to take the last stand, and that has all to do with the AI beast system, which is coming after the old fiat system is being destroyed and collapsed. And then at this point we have to take the leap of faith, and we have to know that there's always a possibility with the heart, with the spirit. We don't depend on the beast system, and we don't have to give into it. Yeah, that's why 2026, the Super Bowl, is literally the kickoff. Yeah, San Francisco is the end of the line, and the line also means lion, but I will get to that. So we have literally the kickoff in 2026 during the last Superbowl LX. And we see it in the logo. The colors are pointing towards some kind of, it's a resemblance of the emergency broadcast screen. So the kickoff means it's the kickoff of the destruction of the old fiat system, of the old matrix, in order to implement the AI-driven beast system with a mark. So that's why, in my opinion, the 2026 Super Bowl marks the kickoff of the demolition of the Hell Realm, and also of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is about to being X'd out. And we see this also in the World Ahead 2026 cover. It's the kickoff. It's not precisely a kickoff, but it could be interpreted as a kickoff, because 2026 is the year of the kickoff. And we also have the X on top of the charts, which means there is some kind of crash and some kind of war coming. We see it's about war. It's about destruction. It's about the kickoff of the destruction of duality, of the red and blue duality. So I strongly suspect the Super Bowl being a big symbol, being the event of the kickoff of the final act. Yeah, and like in The Dark Knight Rises, we see the kickoff, and shortly after the kickoff, the explosion happens, and we see the number 19 is making the kickoff. This goes back to COVID-19, the AI, but it also, in my opinion, it specifically is pointing towards 2026, the Super Bowl LX. We also have the nuclear yellow-black color theme going on, which is pointing towards the nuclear fusion of the duality and of the kickoff of the short circuit, so to speak, of the brain's duality and the return of the heart, the coming back of the heart. But in order for the heart to come back, there has to be some kind of filter process happening in the end, which is the AI-driven mark of the beast system, which then has to go online. So yeah, this all has to do also with Iran. It's not only the Golden Gate Bridge, but it's also Iran, because Iran is definitely tied to the collapse of the old system, the destruction of the old system, the fiat system, which is basically, it's necessary in order to implement the AI-driven beast system, the mark of the beast system. So Iran has to go down in this scenario, and yeah, it looks like it will, if you follow the news. And yeah, Iran also means running, but it's not really about running. It's about taking the last stand. And we saw this as I showed in my last video in Jumanji, because the hunter says, "Game's up, start running." And yeah, Alan basically says, "No, I don't run anymore. I face what I fear." So it's about facing, and it's not specifically about running. It's about facing the fear and taking the leap, not turning back, but facing the fear and taking the leap. So yeah, running basically is directly tied to Iran. Running, Iran. And yeah, of course, the end of the line, because the lion is Iran. The end of the lion. So Iran is definitely directly tied to the destruction, to the destruction of the world as we know it, and it's definitely tied to the end game, the AI-driven mark of the beast system. And that's exactly the point when we have to take the leap of faith, because it will seem like, it will look to us like there is no option. We have to take the mark, otherwise we will die of starvation or something like that. So yeah, be aware of that. And yeah, of course, the colors are resembling the Super Bowl logo, the Last Supper, bow to L, the Last Supper. Yeah, then we have the running man, and yeah, he's also taking the leap of faith, and he's smashing the prison, the glass prism of L. Yeah, but it's not specifically about running. It's more like facing your fear and take your stand. Yeah, then in the scene from Jumanji, we also see, let's go back. I don't have it right here, but you can see in the background this structure, which is a resemblance of the Levi Stadium, where the Super Bowl is taking place, and yeah, it's also an anagram of Evil's Stadium. And we also see a lot of pines in the logo, and pines are always tied to the pineal gland in the brain, which is also the third eye, called the third eye. I made a lot of videos about the gland, the pineal gland, which has to be pinned or breached. The retina has to be teared in. And yeah, the pineal gland is a pinecone-shaped endocrine gland located in the brain center. It's basically L, the physical structure of L, and the projector in your brain, and it regulates sleep, wake cycles, producing melatonin. Yeah, it's all about pinning L. Pin L or breach L, breach the retina and go to God's land, and God is like the short circuit of the brain's duality, the O and the one, the 0 and the 1. So like this movie showed, I think it was Monkey Man, the villain in the end, he was killed by pinning his pineal gland. And that's what this is all about, pinning L and breaching the retina and facing like your worst nightmare. Yeah, like this. It's from some kind of music video. I think Fraggle Rock sent me at one point. And that's why the pineal gland is basically the target, leading you back to the heart, behind the retina, behind the black mirror. So if you turn the Super Bowl logo on the side, you have a strong resemblance of the Chi-Rho monogram, the Chi-Rho, Chi and Rho, P and X. So that's another tell and another clue. It's about unlocking the pineal gland, because this is the key. Yeah, it's about unlocking the pineal gland to open up the heart. And this key also encodes the monkeypox, because sometimes it's depicted with a circle around it. Then we have the P, we have the O, and we have the X, and we have one key. And so we have the one key pox or the monkey pox, because one and mon is the same. It means one. So yeah, the projection, this is L, the eye. This is like a depiction of the projection. We are very close to the end of the line now. And we basically have to be ready to shed our false self. And we have to be ready to let go of the mind's paradox. This is what this logo is showing to me. Yeah, let's go back to the Bane scene in The Dark Knight Rises. After the kickoff, there are explosions happening, and here we see 322, like skull and bones. So it's all about L's dual mind, which is about to be X'd out. It's about to be X'd out, just like it's shown here, the key to X out the mind. And yeah, then an explosion is happening, triggered by Bane. And yeah, we can see that L's prison is about to get smashed. There's glass coming. And yeah, the bridge is also destroyed. So basically, the people are trapped in, I think it's Gotham in this movie. And they have to take the leap of faith. And yeah, this player comes into focus. Yeah, we see the nuclear color code going on, yellow and black. And he has the number 17, like it. It's like if you take lead speak, it's like an I and an T. It's like the it clown. And this, of course, refers to Trump again. And yeah, the kickoff means that the world stage is being demolished by nuclear means, however this will look like. And yeah, we should keep an eye on Iran, because I think there were some nuclear things, there will things taking place in this direction. So the world stage is now being demolished, because this is the the center of attention, so to speak. It's a metaphor for the world stage, this play, this dual play, one team against the other, and it's now demolished. And yeah, we can see he's talking about nuclear bombs in this scene, and he's also talking, yes, Russian nuclear physicist, I think there, which he kills. But I wanted to point out the up or the poo for plutonium or Putin reference. This comes multiple times in focus behind his head, and that's no coincidence because it's all about Putin, plutonium, all about the nuclear fusion of the duality and the destruction, the nuclear destruction of the world stage, so to speak. And the world stage is the mind. Yeah, why now? Why February 2026 for the kickoff and for all these events to happen? Yeah, we can take a look back at my older videos. I made this decode back in 2025. The binary is pointing towards B, which is number 13, or if you turn it around, a 1 and a 3. If you turn it around, we have L in Aries. So we have L or Saturn, L is Saturn in Aries. And when is L in Aries? From February 13, 2026, so in a few days, in 5 days. Saturn enters Aries until 2028. So this is a strong indication that things are happening, and it's also that the Chinese year of the fire horse kicked off in 2026, and yeah, this in my opinion is strongly, yeah, it begins February 17th, and in my opinion it's strongly tied, the fire horse is strongly tied to the red horse, the rider on the red horse of the apocalypse, which means yeah, war, world war, because the old structures have to collapse, have to fall in order for the beast system to be booted or to be set up, because yeah, there has to be some kind of need, and that's the trap. Yeah, the external savior will then at some point be presented, and that's why we have to take the leap of faith. So let's sum it up. I think 2026 is the kickoff of the short circuit. It will have something to do with Iran, maybe even in the coming days or hours even. And it's tied to the Super Bowl. We have the Golden Gate Bridge, we have the fireworks who indicate the short circuit. We have the purple sky, which also indicates the short circuit. And we have things in Iran going on. We have the Golden Gate Bridge probably being demolished. So, yeah, in my opinion, the Super Bowl specifically marks the kickoff, yeah, for the literal destruction, and which has to happen. And yeah, what will follow? I think it will be the financial collapse, and globally, of course, and it will probably be triggered by AI cyber attacks. So when the Golden Gate is being destroyed, we have to take the leap of faith, and it's really essential to breach through the narrow gate, because we have to jump when the Golden Gate Bridge is destroyed, and that would be a big symbol. And yeah, let's see if it's literally happening, or if it's just yeah, metaphorically happening. we will see. And then, yeah, then the mark will be implemented as a consequence of all the events triggered by Iran, by the Iran war, which should happen according to the sources. Like, yeah, the Bible is one good source for these end time events. But as you see, you don't really need the Bible. You could do these things without the Bible, really, because it's multi-layered, it's multi-coded. It's not only in the Bible. That's what I tried to say. So yeah, get ready. We could witness something crazy with the Golden Gate Bridge and also with Iran happening in the next few hours or days. That's it for today.